Hey guys, today we're doing the first service on the 2020 Street Triple RS. It's a 600-mile service, which is basically an oil change, going over the hoses, making sure the brake lines are good, the cooler hoses are good, the brake pads are breaking in good, and making sure the chain slack's good. And we'll just adjust as we go, and clutch cable. And these are some of the tools we'll be using. We'll be using a 13 millimeter socket, a wrench, have one just in case the oil plug is a little hard to get off, and an oil filter tool. I have this one and this one, so hopefully it's not too hard. Yeah, so first we're going to take the bottom cover off. Yeah, we got to take the cover off because if not, the oil will get all over the cover when you're taking the filter off. There's one. Oh, so it just slides right off. That's pretty easy. Yeah, it's got a little rubber thing you slide it on and connect it. You gotta kind of feel around for it. It's so hard to see in here. Yeah. So it's just two screws on the back, one on each side, and then it just slides right out. Alright, now I'll just get a thing of cardboard. Yeah, this is a little contraption I do. I put a piece of cardboard under it, so when you loosen the filter, the oil comes down into the pan. It should be down here soon. Yeah, right here's the oil drain plug. And then what I do, so I loosen the cap. Just leave it there, hanging there, so I know where it's at. Alright, just crack it open. Just remember, sometimes I'm rushing out.
Get some of the grease off of the plug. You see that beautiful black gold coming out. Did its job for the first 600 miles.
Keep letting it run out till it starts just dripping. And sometimes the old washers get stuck under the oil pan, so we'll have to get that off. That was easy. Sometimes you have to grab a pair of pliers or something and pull them off. Doesn't even look that bad. I'll save it for next time. So saying put the plug back in. So just grab your torque driver or torque ratchet or whichever one you have. Alright, let's make sure you tighten it before. Alright, so now it's the oil filter. It's starting to come up. Just let it drain out a gasket so it fits good. And they say to tighten the oil filter to 8 to 12 Newton meters, but I've always done it by hand. I just do it by hand. It's a lot easier to tell that way. I've never ever tightened the oil filter with a tool. I just use them to get them off. That's pretty good. So we remove the cap. So you'll see the first line is a low and then the second one is a high or full. This is the oil the bike takes. 10W50. Alright, just got done finishing the oil change. Now I'm just going to turn it on, let it warm up, and then hopefully there's no leaks. Making sure there's no leaks. Feeling under, nothing. Oil filter. Looks like there's no leaks, so it looks like the oil change was successful. Oil filter and plug and new oil. Took about 3 quarts. I put a little bit in extra because the filter had to fill up, but we'll check it now. Okay, so the oil change is done, everything's good. I checked the oil and it's full, finally. It's pretty dirty. It slides in. The other one took me like 10 hours, this one takes 2 seconds. While we're down here, other things you have to check are the hoses. You squeeze them, make sure they're not hard. As long as everything's flush. Then we have to check the brakes. But I don't really have to check the brake pads because they just got replaced with the recall. Yeah, so pretty much it's just going over the fuel lines, brake lines, making sure your tires are good, making sure everything is breaking in, brake fluid, see, making sure everything, oil pressure rate's good. Nothing on the screen is bad. You take the wheel bearings. Spinning good. See, drive slack. Still pretty good. So it's not off too much. A lot of the lubrication points, I do that in the winter. Haven't had to bite that long. But pretty much everything else looks pretty good. Like I say, squeeze the hoses, make sure they're good. The coolant level is good. It's right at the top. We'll have to lift the bike up from the front. Some exhaust leaks. Make sure all the signals are working. I mean, you should do that anyways when you're right there. Let me see what's working. High beams. I'll lift the front and we'll see how the wheel bearings are and the forks. Just grab the wheel, make sure the wheel bearings are good. There's no fork leaks. And it's pretty new with bike, so it's not much to check when it's new. Well, that's pretty much the first service, guys. Pretty much an oil change, going over the fuel lines, the cooling hoses, brake pads, the brake disc, going over the brake rotors. The bike's pretty new. You just make sure you go over everything, and usually the dealer puts a computer on it so that it doesn't show up any error codes. But I mean, I just had it serviced, and like I said, it went down March 2nd with a stator issue that got fixed. So pretty much the bike's been checked over. I just needed to change the oil and getting some fresh new oil in it. All right, I hope you guys like this video. If you have any comments, leave them in the comment section, and please like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.